Hello, everybody. How are you? Wayne Eulery here, host of the call, and I'm excited for tonight's call. I don't know about you, but we have an amazing lineup ready for you tonight. So listen, I'll tell you a little history real quick about the call as we allow for people to jump on the call. And it's not too late. Send out a text message. Post on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, whatever you got to do, let's do it, because you're not going to want to miss this call. So 4 or 5 years ago, every night we would get online, get on the phone, and we actually had a conference call, really, like every night. Mike Hernandez and some of my other leaders, we'd get on every night, and we would just talk into the night and motivate each other and inspire one another and get real excited. And we found after some time that, people just couldn't make it all night. They had to work early in the morning. And we went over great content. We shared amazing stuff that we felt people needed to hear. So we decided, you know what, let's have a call on Thursdays. Let's make it at a decent hour so that people can get on and listen to what we have to share and be motivated and get on with their business and move it on to the next step. What, Steph? Yes, I am. Okay. What, Steph? Can you hear me on the call? Okay, sorry. If you guys can hear me, somebody send me a text message. I think it should be fine. I just at times, if you wait until the 10 o'clock hour, it's like a bottleneck. Everybody's trying to get on the call. So if anybody has anybody texting you, we can't get on or whatnot, just tell them to keep trying, and they'll be on the call. No worries, no worries. So anyhow, we started doing this Thursday call. And before you know it, we just opened it up to more and more teams, and more people wanted to get on. And back in those days, it was just a few of us. It might have been myself, Mike Hernandez, and a few of the other leaders would speak. And then in mid-2012, Stephen G. DeMeritt got involved and, contacted me and said, hey, let's bring some more people on the call, some more leaders from all over the Monavie world. And I said, hey, sounds like a great idea. So since then, things have really transpired to the point where we're getting people from all over coming on, and the community is coming together to share their gifts, their skills, their talents, and my hope is that when you leave this call tonight, not that you just heard when the next BBS is or the next major function, which is extremely important, but that for tomorrow, the last day of our week, that you take something from this call and you go knock it out of the park. My hope is that you get one nugget, you get something that inspired you, something that built your confidence or motivated you in some way, shape, or form, and so that tomorrow you can go on and really go after this Monavie opportunity. So listen, if you would like to get connected with us online with the Thirsty Thursday call and get notifications and get in the loop, all you got to do is take out your cell phone. Hello. And type in Thursday. Send Thursday to 50500. And when you send Thursday to 50500, you'll get a reply back. Yeah, I can hear you, Frank. Welcome to the call, buddy. So you'll get a reply back, and it'll give you information on our Thirsty Thursday information.
Hey, Blaine.
Okay. Yes. Yes, Frank. Frank. Frank Soucinek. Okay, so I'm going to mute him for a minute, and we'll get back to Frank. Frank's going to come on towards the end of the call. That was Black Diamond, Frank Soucinek. So listen, guys, we're going to get our call started. And I had Al Hoover call me earlier in the week and say, hey, Wayne, we got this new silver executive that just broke out in the business in Canada. She's fired up. She's making things happen. Really suggest you should have her on the call. I said, sounds great, Al. Sounds great. Because you know what? It's great to hear from our Black Diamonds. It's great to hear from our executive elites. But it's always nice to hear from someone who just did it, right? Someone who just broke a pin, right? Maybe you're bronze, maybe you're star 1000, maybe you're star 500, and you just want to be able to get to that next pin. So we're going to hear Lynn Stanbury tonight. Sorry, I'm getting some interference on these different phones. If you guys that are on the panelist line could just hit your mute button, that would be great. And that way we can just go forward. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of text here. So listen, here's what we got. Lynn Stanbury, she's going to be with us tonight, and we're going to hear from her, and she's going to tell us, you know, a little bit about her story and a little bit about what it was that she did. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, guys, I'm really excited to have our first caller on for the call tonight. And I actually got a call from Al Huva, and he said, hey, Wayne, I got a new silver in the business, and, oh, she's on fire. You need to give her a call and get her on the conference call. She's going to be a blessing. So I said, okay, Al, you got it. And so I reached out to Lynn Stanbury up in Canada, and I said, hey, we'd love to have you on the call, hear about what you're doing. She just went silver in the past couple of weeks, and we're excited about that. So, you know, we want to celebrate everybody's success. You know, if you've just had someone go bronze, silver, or gold in your business, or hit any rank for that matter, let us know, and we'll reach out to them and get them on the conference call. So listen, I talked with Lynn a little bit before the call and found out she has a boyfriend who is actually an emerald in the business, which is exciting. I'm an emerald myself. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool, an emerald and a silver couple. You can't go wrong there. And so listen, I want to bring Lynn on the call. Lynn, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Wayne.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
So Lynn Stanbury, all the way from Canada. Lynn, would you just take a few minutes? And we want to get to know you a little bit. Let us know, what were you doing at the time, you know, Monavie fell in your lap?
What was I doing? Well, I had just been reconnected with an old blast from my past, Terry Mudge, who is now an Emerald executive, like you just suggested, and we got together through Facebook after about 25 years of being unconnected. But either way, so he was the one basically who introduced me to Monavie at the time, just about a month after we had went out on a few dates. So I was introduced to Monavie. I didn't really believe I needed the juice at all. I was healthy. I worked out. I ate well. I'm a martial artist and a kickboxer for the past 10 years. So I figured everything was good. The only thing that really wasn't good were my knees. So that's what was happening. I was with Terry. I started drinking the juice, and lo and behold, my knees, it's just like I'm 20 years again with my knees.
Oh, wow. So you had great results with the product, and then you just joined right then and there and said, "Hey, I'm building a business," right?
I tried the juice. I'm going to be honest. I tried the juice for a month or two. I got also had my daughter try the juice. She had some other issues, so I had her on the juice. My mother with arthritis, I got her on the active juice that contains the liquid glucosamine, and it was probably a month after him introducing me to the product. I went to a couple of his meetings and talked to a few people, heard a few testimonies, and said, okay, I'm in. And
awesome.
Then it just built from there.
Awesome. So let me ask you, what has Monavie meant to you? I mean, we have this slogan, a more meaningful life. So other than obviously we know the product works well, and we know you've had testimonies, and financially you just went silver, an extra, on average, $30,000 a year. What has Monavie meant to you as a more meaningful life, maybe relationally? Is there anything you can share?
Absolutely. A more meaningful life is what I have, to be honest with you, after, growing through some fears that I had in the past of even speaking to people, caring about what people thought about what I was saying, my physical experience for a better life, a more meaningful life spiritually. Relationship with Terry and I has done nothing but grown and improved in a positive way. I have met friends in Monavie who, to me, are just like family. So I'm a very family-oriented person, and not immediate family, but friends have now become part of my family.
Oh, that's awesome. I can totally relate as well. So you've had relationships affected by Monavie. You've had health, some finances. What is it that happened recently? Because I know it just recently you went silver, right, in the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago, maybe now.
2 weeks ago. So what happened? I mean, have you been to any major functions? The system, what could you tell us? Really has made the difference in you making it to this level of silver.
I believe making it to silver for me was staying focused, plugged in, getting motivated, not being manipulated. I stopped being afraid of things that could go wrong and continued to think positively.
Okay, I'm going to pause you for 1 second. I'm sorry.
Sure.
My wife actually said to me, Wayne, I think sometimes you interrupt too much. But you know what? You just said a lot right there that I kind of want to dissect.
Okay.
So I hope you can forgive me.
No, you're forgiven.
But you said you've stayed plugged in. So what does that mean, you stayed plugged in? Can you tell us a little more about what it means to be plugged in?
Plugged in. I've attended the big conventions. I think it's 3 of them I've been able to attend. I was in Florida, Dallas, St. Louis. Terry and I are always branded. Both our vehicles have Monavie. I have the big bottles of juice on my vehicle. So everywhere I go, people are, what is that wine? It's not wine. That's when I'm at the liquor store selling liquor is my part-time job. But staying plugged in, like we continue to have our weekly meetings. Even if no one shows up new, we continue to, motivate our other team members that come out weekly that are dedicated to being here with us. We listen to the CDs continuously. Steve Merritt was just in Toronto. All the events and just being plugged in and listening to the calls and listening to our leaders, and it is all part of the success, I believe.
Awesome, and that's what I was looking to hear, And you also said something else I thought was interesting. You said motivated, not manipulated. And what does that mean? Explain that a little bit more.
Well, before I started doing Monavie, I would say that, if people had said to me, oh, no, don't do that. Like at first, I'm going to be honest, I was one of those, if I got a couple no's, I kind of went from being really high up but excited at level 10 to down to a -1. I went, oh, okay, maybe this isn't for me. So in keeping plugged in, like I said, it has motivated me, and I think the disappointments have motivated me more to be successful.
So the manipulation was the manipulation by the nose.
Exactly.
Been
manipulated. Oh, don't do this business. Other people may be approaching me with some other businesses, and it's not about. To me, Monavie motivates me. Monavie to me is just like my grocery store. Unless it closes, I'm shopping there.
I like that. I like that. I used to have
goes down. That's where I'm getting my nutrition is Monavie grocery store.
I love it. It reminds me of a saying I used to say, don't let people without dreams try to steal your dreams.
Exactly. That's a great one.
So that's good. Okay, so I'm sorry I interrupted you, but you said that, motivation, not manipulation, staying plugged in, these things were what led you to silver.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. And you mentioned listen to CDs. I assume that's the lifelong learning you're talking about?
Lifelong learning CDs.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in the vehicle, and that's what's usually playing.
Awesome.
We're always just being plugged in, and you can even go on the website and get like you were suggesting, the archives of different calls, and just if you're not available at the time of a phone call, a conference call, you can always go back in at your convenience and listen to it later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So do you guys have any major functions coming up? Do you have any BBSs, opens, or anything?
Oh, yes, we do. We are super excited. This weekend here right in London, Ontario, we have Mark McDonald coming to share his expertise on his business building strategies and, of course, his nutrition knowledge. And we also have our famous Black Diamond Jan Perpich, and I believe it's Carrie and Kathy Firestone. Diamonds also coming right to our city here. Appreciate their support and their leadership, and we're excited for Friday night open meeting and Saturdays the BBS here in London, Ontario.
Now, Carl and Kathy Firestone are personal friends of mine.
Oh,
they're
are
actually
they?
they're actually from Cleveland, which is only about an hour and 15 minutes from me.
Nice.
So we are very close, and you are going to love them. They are an awesome couple,
Great.
And I'm really excited for them. And, of course, Jan Perpich, of course, is awesome, and Mark McDonald. So, guys, listen, and that's in London, Ontario. I'm telling you what, with a panel like that, you're talking, you need to get there. I don't care if you got 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to drive. I remember my first BBS, I drove 6.5 hours to Cincinnati. To Philadelphia, and then I drove to one in Indianapolis. And I tell you what, you said it, Lynn. It really helped you, get a. You said it. You said before the call. You said it helped you get a vision for the company. Is that right?
Absolutely, and it became real when you go to these events and you talk to people who have, like your Jan Perpich, who is a Black Diamond. She's just like me and you and anyone else. The sky's the limit. It's all due to what we choose to do with our lives and our time, and what we put into our bodies, basically. So, yeah.
Awesome. Wow. So, that's this weekend, and that'll be awesome. So I know your goal is to get your new people there. You just brought in some new people, right? Going to Silver.
Absolutely. My goal, I hope, and Terry's goal too, is that we're hoping that each and every distributor needs to be here, and they need to bring their guests, and they need to get, we need to get our guests in the faces of these leaders, because once they're there, like I said, it becomes real, and there's no question that we're in the right company at the right time.
Exactly. And what I love about the meetings is you just sit them down in front of everybody, and they do the business. They do everything for you.
Absolutely. We can just sit back and relax.
So, you're not going to stay at Silver forever, right? You got some goals to go onward and upward, or what?
I'm going to pass Terry at Emerald, Wayne.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, you're going to pass them. Awesome. And we know you're just going to do the same thing you just did over and over again and duplicate it, right?
Absolutely. You have to be duplicatable. That's another thing that's important that we find, that you don't need all the big posters and everything at every event. It's really just talking.
Right.
You have to be duplicatable. You have to be, people need to be able to do what we're doing easily.
Right. And how about the scanner? You're using the scanner out there?
We have a scanner out here, yes. We've had a few, as we call it, our scanning parties, and had people being scanned and watching our own scores go up and up, and it's quite exciting. It's a great tool that you can use. I haven't used it for every person recently that I have put in the business, but it is an extra tool if the client wants to know that information. It's great.
Right. Now, what business tip?
Pardon me?
What business tip? Are you there? What business tip could you share with us? What could you share to the new person? They're just coming in. Maybe they just realized how they too enjoy the products, and now they're making the decision to build this business. What kind of a tip could you give them?
Well, apart from, staying plugged in, I would suggest in purchasing the GPS, which is our guide to personal success, our little booklet that we have. I love the name of this tool because it's so true. I always think of it as, each and every one of us practically nowadays have a GPS in our cars, our vehicles, correct? Yeah. And so what does this GPS do? It, quotes, gets us to where we want to go. So I love the name of our new tool called the Guide to Personal Success, the GPS. You need to get it, you need to use it, and don't detour. Just do what the book says. If all else fails, read the instructions.
I love it. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now, and one of my favorite pages is page 27, and where it tells you a simple way to start conversations. The book tells you how to even talk to people.
Absolutely. I don't have a problem with talking to people. I open my mouth too much, maybe.
Yeah, right. I always tell people less is more, less is more. Well, listen,
exactly.
Lynn, thank you.
Yeah. No,
Lynn, thank you
great.
so much for coming on the call. It's been great having you. I'm so excited for your new success, and I cannot wait to hear when you pass Terry in the business.
I know. That'll be so exciting.
We'll have you on again.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward. We're both looking forward to this weekend coming up. And I feel honored to be on the call, Wayne, and I guess I owe my little brother, Al Huva, thanks for him giving you the call and having me on this call.
You got it. And, guys, if you want to find more information on the BBS that she's Lynn's speaking of, just go to Monavie.com, click on MVP at the top, and you'll see the events calendar there, and it'll have all the information for this weekend's it's a BBS, right? Yeah, BBS.
Yep, BBS.
In London, Ontario.
We're fired up and looking forward to everybody coming. Get out, get off the couch and get out.
All right. Thank you so much, Lynn.
Okay.
All right. Take care now.
Cheers, Wayne.
I love that. Get off the couch and get out. And, it's true. It's true. You know, if we just get more people off the couch to get out and do something with their lives, we'd all be in a better place. So, listen, I'm excited now to bring on Frank Soucinek. Black Diamond in Monavie just had a BBS this last weekend, and so I know he's got a lot of great things to share with us about that. Frank, are you with me?
Yes, I am, Carl. I'm here. Wayne, I'm sorry. I am here. Wayne, how are you doing?
It's okay, Frank. I'm doing great. If you could speak just a tad bit louder, you're just a little low tonight, but if you just a little bit louder, I think you'll come through good.
Can you hear me? I'm down on it. Can you hear me now?
You're fantastic, Frank. So Frank Soucinek, Black Diamond in Monavie. We've had him on the call a few times, had several businesses before Monavie, and, I'm just really excited to hear what you have to share with us tonight. Frank, take it away, buddy.
Well, man, I'm excited about being on the call. I tell you what, been in Tampa yesterday and last night with Steve and Charlie and Ken Porter, and down here in Orlando at a meeting with Steve and Charlie and Ken and that. And let me tell you guys, all I want to do is just blow the trumpet, sound the alarm. I tell you, there's a wave coming. You want to position yourself, there's a wave coming. I want to give a shout-out to Katy. Katy Larsen's on the call tonight. Guys, listen, it's an honor to be involved with her. Let me tell you, she is doing some fantastic things behind the scenes that most of you don't know about, but we've had the privilege to see some things. And I tell you, Katy, I know you're out there. Thank you for what you're doing. And we've got some things coming up, guys. It's going to make the hair stand up on the top of your head. You know what? I was just listening to the lady talk a few minutes ago. You know what I like about the scanners is it's going to make the business even simpler. It's going to make the playing field equal. Why? It's going to give the people that have the fear of communicating and talking to somebody. The scanner is going to allow us to take that. We're going to be doing some teaching on how to use it to do the contacting for you. So just stay tuned, guys. All I can tell you is get ready, get ready, get ready. There's a wave coming. And I did it in New Jersey, and I'll tell you about surfing. I don't know if you've ever surfed, but I want you to imagine you stand there and you get your surfboard, and what do? You lay it down, and you surf out, and the waves are coming to get you. They're hitting against you, the waves are. And here it is, life in winning's about positioning yourself. That surfer knows this. When he starts paddling out, he is taking on resistance. He's going to use his most energy, and he's going to fight the most resistance just going out. Listen, just going out to positioning himself. And so here would be my prayer tonight on the telephone. When that surfer gets out there, he sits up on his board, and he starts looking back. He has the intuitiveness to look back, and he has his eye. In other words, he's looking for something. I want you to be looking for something and have an intuitiveness just like that surfer does. So he keeps looking back, and then he looks forward. Then he looks back. And what he does is he looks and he gets his eye on something that he believes is going to be there before it ever manifests, before it ever shows up. And I am here to tell you that what happens is this. When he gets his eye on the thing, he has the intuitiveness to be looking. Then when he sees something that's really not there yet, what does he do? He says, that's the one. And then he starts paddling as fast as he can, and then he jumps up on his board, and the wave catches him, and he rides it in. Every surfer knows that you got to paddle and get out in front of the wave, because if the wave comes and it gets in front of you, you can never catch it. I'm here to tell you the wave's coming again. Get ready, position yourself, paddle out. The scanner's going to help you paddle out. The resistance is going to help you deal with the resistance, because it's going to do most of the talking for you. And we got some teachings coming up on that. So all I can tell you guys is this. I am jacked up, ready to go. I've never been more excited about being at the right place at the right time with the right people. And you know, very simply, it's still about contacting. We're going to share with you how to contact with the scanner. There's a difference between a contact and an invite. We're going to be teaching you how the difference between all that. And all I can tell you is this, guys, you don't want to miss this one. We got a very simple pattern that we're implementing. The guys have been strategizing on this thing, and I'm telling you, with every fiber in my body, I've been here since the beginning. And I'm here not because of what's took place in the past. I'm here because what I see in the future. It's not about the past. It's about your future. What is your eye on? What are you looking for? You know, I tell people all the time, me and my wife, Cindy, 28 years of marriage, 5 kids, we've done a lot of different things. We're not the sharpest knives in the drawer. We're just one of them. And here's what I know is this, very simply, guys, is that when you position yourself with the right people, with the right product, at the right timing, you win. And you know what? It's about vision. I didn't know what I wanted in life at one point. I just knew what I didn't want. I came to a point in my life, and my question to you tonight is this. Are you at a point where you just want different? We're in 2013. Do you want different than what you had in 2012? I didn't know what I wanted. I knew I just didn't want what I had. And my thing is this. If you're sitting there tonight and you're listening and you say, you know what, I don't know really what I'm looking for. I don't know really what I want. But you may be just like me and my wife. We knew we didn't want what we had. We wanted different. And to me, the scanner is different. It's setting us apart from any other company out there. And we're going to share with you how to create different. Are you just to a point where, hey, I've had it? And my question to you is this. When you ride that wave in, it takes you back to the beach. And very simply is this. The beach is where your future is. But you got to paddle out. Get your board. Paddle out. I do believe that our best days are ahead of us. We serve a God that cannot, will not, and shall not lie. And you know what? If we keep our eyes up and we keep our eyes open and we have the intuitiveness, just like that surfer, to look back and say, this is it. This is the one. And take off paddling. And you know what? How do you do it? Scan a couple of people a day. Just scan a couple of people a day. Guess what? Don't try to don't try to invite them. Don't try to jump on them about Monavie. Just scan a couple of people a day. You're going to get good at it. And we're going to do some more teaching on that. But I'm telling you what, guys, get ready. Get ready. All I can tell you, I wish I could open my heart up and share with you what's inside. I wish I could let you see what I see. all I can tell you is this. Your future is bright. Stay consistent. Follow what your leaders are doing. Get to the BBSs. Get out there after your BBSs. You know we got the function coming up in August out in Utah. Get out there. You won't want to miss Utah this time. You won't want to, I'm telling you, there's going to be some information. It's going to make the hair stand up on your head, and you're going to say, I know I stayed here for a reason. So blessings to you. I don't have much more to say, but all I can tell you, we're sounding the alarm. We're blowing the trumpet. The future's bright. We believe in each and every one of you. And we got the right lady on our side with Katy. Blessings to you.
Frank, thank you so much, my friend. Like, you know, I always think of something I've heard my upline say, you know what, it's not what you say, sometimes it's how you say it. And if you couldn't hear the sincerity, the confidence, and the enthusiasm in Frank's voice, wow. Frank, thank you so much for coming on the call tonight.
Not a problem. It's been an honor.
Awesome. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to have Katy Holt-Larsen, our VP of North America. And lately we've had a few people from the corporate team on the call. And, you know, what I think is exciting about having the corporate team on is because there's not very many organizations or businesses where you have, say, corporate team and maybe a sales team or whatnot, where there isn't also a line like drawn between them. In other words, you know, I worked for General Motors, and you had management, the union, and all these things. And so there was always a line between us. You know, it's almost like us versus them type thing. And I'm sure many of you in your jobs or businesses might see that same thing. But what is so exciting to me in this Monavie opportunity is that we're all on one team. We're all here rooting each other. We're all here trying to help one another. There is no line. We're all on one team. So I want to bring Katy on, our Vice President of North America. We've been friends for the past 5 years that I've been in Monavie. Originally we met through the More Project, where I have a big heart. And I just want to bring her on and just ask her a few questions. So, Katy, are you there?
Hi, Wayne. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Welcome to the Thirsty Thursday call.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be able to join in and participate tonight.
Oh, it's an honor to have you. So I wanted to just, I like to try to just get people to know you a little bit, just kind of like where you came from. And I like asking the question, and I've asked Frank many a times, you know, before Monavie, what were you doing, Katy? What was life like before Monavie?
Well, first of all, Wayne, let me just say we have been friends for 5 years, and I have always just had the utmost respect for you. You have a heart for giving. You have a heart for the More Project, and you have a heart for people. It's just like, you know, you being committed to doing this call every single week for the Monavie family. You're one of the people out there that just represents what Monavie is all about to me. So I want to say thank you.
Well, thank you, Katy.
Yeah, you're welcome. So what was I doing? My background is actually organization development and leadership development, and I'm a corporate girl. I worked mostly in the high-tech industry. I did consulting for about 8 years. I consulted with Fortune 500 companies around the world. And then before coming to Monavie, I was actually at eBay. So I was a director of their quality and training departments in North America. And eBay is, for any of you out there who buy or sell on eBay, it's such a fun company, but I'll tell you, it's an amazing company to work for. And part of what attracted me to it is some things that are very similar to Monavie, actually. They're very, very committed to their customers. They're committed to changing people's lives and giving people an opportunity to make more money, to be with their families, to work from home, and to be connected to a community. And we had an event every summer. We had 15,000 of our customers who would come to our kind of like our annual event. So I got to know a lot of the customers, and just to see how eBay had changed their life by having an opportunity to make an extra $200 to $500 a month, by working from home, it changed me and changed my heart. And so when I had the chance to come to Monavie, that's part of what really drew me to Monavie was the commitment to helping people create a more meaningful life. And especially, I came in, as you know, Wayne, through the MORE Project. So I was the executive director for the MORE Project for about 5 years. And what really impressed me about Monavie, again, I've been involved with a lot of companies in corporate America. And, you know, many companies talk about a cause and doing good. And so I've seen that lip service. But what impressed me was that the cause at Monavie is truly a part of the culture. And I've been down to Brazil with Dallin, and we've gone to the favelas together. And you know, I remember one specific trip where I was down there with Dallin and Katy, and you know, walking to the top of the favelas, and it's hot and it's sweaty and it's exhausting, and you're walking up the steps that these families and these little kids walk up every single day, and carrying big bags and carrying their water many times, and so we're walking up together, and we're bringing food for some families that for our kids that were in the school there, and just being there with Dallin and Katy, and being there with Angel Matos and Bob Robinson and some of our distributors, and just looking into each other's eyes and seeing the kids' lives that we were changing, and as tears would come into our eyes, and Sergio was with us, and we'd say prayers on the families. And you know what, Wayne? I mean, honestly, this is what connects so many people to Monavie and keeps us here, is knowing that we are committed to more meaningful lives, to changing our own lives and changing lives of those that we touch through our health, through financial freedom, and through giving back. So truthfully, that's what I care about. I have a passion for people. I love people, and I love helping people change their lives. I'm so committed to the distributors of Monavie. I absolutely love them. You talked about Frank and Cindy Soucinek. They have amazing hearts, and they too are givers. They're out there every night doing meetings. Many times they're people in their downlines. Sometimes they're not. They're serving people. They're caring about people, and this is the kind of community we have at Monavie. So that's
awesome. Awesome. And you know, as I'm sitting here just listening to you sharing, I'm thinking, what do people want to know? What do they want to know? And I talked to you earlier before the call, and I told you about an experience I had with a company where I was first a student, and then I became a mentor, and I got to come on to the other side of the fence, almost like into the corporate setting, not quite, but and I just thought of this as you were talking. I remember thinking to myself when we were sitting in a group meeting and talking about how could we improve the students' experience so they could become more successful. And I remember saying, man, I wish I could record this meeting and play it to the students so they could see just how committed we all are to their success, that we're not just some people that attain success in real estate or in what we were doing, and now we just think, we can run around and teach people and we really don't have any heart. I wish they could see that. So I guess what I want to ask you is this. If I could be a fly on the wall, in Monavie corporate, of course, not sharing things you can't share, but what does Monavie look like? In other words, what does corporate Monavie look like? If I could just be a fly on the wall over at the main headquarters there or wherever it is, just, what do you think a distributor, can you relate with what I'm saying? What do you think? Are there ever times when you're like, man, I wish the distributors could see what I'm seeing right now? I think it would just give them more confidence or whatever. Is there anything you can share?
Yeah, there is. To be honest, a couple things come to mind. So, we have, I'm trying to think, probably at least once a month we have a meeting where we have an employee meeting where we bring all the employees together and we talk about you guys. We talk about distributors and what's going on in the business and our products and how the company's changing and where we're growing around the world. And so that's always an amazing meeting. But if I think about a couple of those that we had recently, well, one of those I would say is in every single meeting, one of the main points that Dallin will make is he will say, this is a company for the distributors. We work for the distributors. So it's very, very clear to all of us, and again, we love that about Monavie, that we are here for you, to serve you, and that truly we're partners. You made that point, Wayne, that that there isn't that line. And you know why? Because we all have skin in the game. We all have the same purpose and motive at hand, and so we work really, really well together to accomplish that. So that's, I think, one of the things that makes Monavie very special. And I think the other thing, too, is just like I think back, when was this? Late in the fall, when little Lily died, one of our sweet little community members who's been struggling with cancer. And when she died, it broke all of our hearts. I know a lot of the Monavie family was able to go to her funeral. But at corporate, we had a moment the day of her funeral where we all came together, and we had a moment of silence and prayer because we knew many of our Monavie family was traveling, and because we cared so much about Lily. She'd given so much of her heart and her mom Jennifer to Monavie, and so we took a moment of silence and prayer, and we also had that same moment was spread throughout the world of that moment of silence and prayer. And again, for me, that's part of what goes on at the corporate office. Is it's a culture of giving, and it's a culture of a loving community that we're all connected, and so that's another moment that really stands out to me. I just was in a strategy session all day today. I have to tell you, our new CEO he rocks. He's so unbelievable, Wayne.
Really?
He really is. So his name is Mauricio Belora, and if any of you out there on the call were in Orlando, you were able to hear him just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
He has a great background in network marketing and 20 years of experience. He has a great product background, so he has a passion for products and bringing really strong products to the marketplace. He's so good with people. He's so good with all of us as Monavie leaders. And one thing that sticks in my mind about him as I think about the last couple of weeks as we've been in meetings is that he too is created to a more meaningful life. So we'll be in a corporate meeting and we'll be talking about a really hard issue and what we're going to do about it. And he'll say, guys, let's talk about this decision. How will this create a more meaningful life for our distributors? And that's part of what we talk about. That's one of the core things that helps drive our decision making. Is it around compliance issues, around products, around comp plan? And so I guess what I'd say is that we walk our talk, and that we're spending our time, like Frank said, we have some really cool stuff coming up. Salt Lake is going to be absolutely amazing. Sean Talbot, unbelievable, our Chief Science Officer. We're working on some great products and evolving our current product platforms. So Salt Lake, we're going to be able to reveal some of this stuff. That's August 29th through September 1st. So any of you out there who have hesitated, you haven't gotten a ticket yet, get online right now. You can get them at your BBSs, but you've got to be at that event. And what we see, I know your leaders tell you how important events are, but we're starting to do more data tracking around that. And what we're seeing is that the people that attend events are actually much more successful in building their business. Those who went to Orlando were like 6 times more successful enrolling the weeks following Orlando as those who didn't go to Orlando. So I'm telling you, plugging into your events is absolutely critical to people being successful.
Wow, awesome. Let me ask you this. I'm here in Ohio, and so I'm building in this area. Looks like I'm going to be visiting Texas. I got some things going on over there, but most of us we're in little areas of the country, and we're working on our backyards. So I don't think we get to see quite what you see, obviously, being the Vice President of North America. So again, what could you, as you're traveling around, and I know you have a BBS that you're coming up, so when you get a chance, go ahead and plug that. But what can you tell us about the growth that you're seeing in North America? I mean, again, for the distributor who doesn't get to see through your eyes, what confidence or excitement can you share about what you're seeing?
So a couple things I'd like to share there. First of all, so Odessa, Texas, that's where I'll be this weekend with Sean Talbot and with Henry Marsh. We also have a great event in London, Ontario, and we've got another one in Portland, Oregon. So 3 BBSs this weekend. in Portland, Oregon. Rex Crane will be there, and Walter Note, our COO. So we've got 3 amazing events going on this weekend. And there's a couple things that's happening. Number one, people are out there showing the plan. The view makes it so easy. All you have to do is put that scanner on the counter, and people go crazy. They're dying to see their score. And I think what I love, when we were talking a little bit about this, but people get competitive immediately. Like you show one person, they're like, look, you've got to get your score. So where it was maybe difficult before to talk about product, all of a sudden it's saying, well, how does your score go up? What is it that you do? It's a perfect invite to talk about. Well, all you have to do is eat 15 fruits and vegetables a day, which for any of us, gosh, if I can get one fruit and vegetable a day, I'm feeling amazing. But or you can take Monavie, and then you're pouring the juice and you're sharing the plan, and there you go. So it's this great tool that helps you share the plan. So I love about it. So what are we seeing? People are excited, motivating. People are scanning and enrolling. So the enrollment numbers are doubling. Every single week the enrollment numbers are doubling. And so that's what we're really, really excited about is that so quick scans are happening, live scans are happening, people are showing the plan much, much more, and enrollments are growing in a big, big way in North America. So what I can say is that, you don't have to, and I've talked to a fair amount of people, you don't have to use the view. The view is one tool, but I'll tell you, it makes it so much easier for you to show the plan. The intimidation factor just goes right out the window, and people get excited. They love it. I think you've had some similar experiences, Wayne.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to share just the first part of that story I told you before the call. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I'd love that story.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you guys real quick. It goes right with what she was just talking about, Katy was just talking about. I just got my hair cut a week ago, and I know I needed it. But anyway, I got my hair cut, and the lady who cut my hair, well, her son and my son go to preschool together. And when we first came home with the scanners, they gave us those free full scans and stuff, and so we were scanning everybody. And I scanned all the preschool moms, but this lady wasn't there. And it got around, and she came to me and said, hey, Wayne, I want to get my scan. And I said, oh, no problem, Michelle. I need my hair cut anyway. Why don't I come in and get it done? All right, so I'm in the salon, and she's getting ready to wash my hair, and I turn it on because we know it takes 5 minutes. So I put it on her station, and I go over, and she's washing my hair. And I come back, it's ready to go. And I said, okay, it's ready. I pull out my iPhone. I'm getting it ready. And she says, oh, so, what's this going to tell me? Now, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting here with the scanner out on her desk. There's a lady to my left doing nails, lady behind me cutting hair, another one to the right cutting hair. Don't whisper at this point, okay? Just a little tip.
Love it.
Don't be bashful. Be loud. Say and get excited. Get excited because someone wants to know. She asked. So I said, oh, my gosh, it's going to tell you your antioxidant score. And I'm saying it just like this, not just because we're on the call.
Yeah,
it's exactly what I'm saying. Oh, my gosh, it's going to tell you your antioxidant score. You know what that means, right? And she's like, well, I think it means you're healthy or something, right? I'm like, oh, Michelle, look around you. And everybody, I see some people looking up, And I said, look at that lady right there doing the nails. Look at this. You are all beautiful women in here. I'm like the only guy, right, in the whole place. It's all women. I'm like, look at all of you beautiful women. I said, you all look about your early 30s. I said, if you want to keep looking that way, you got to get the antioxidant levels up. Mm-hmm. And I went into a real fun way to show antioxidants and free radicals. Actually, we did it in Orlando or Anaheim. I can't remember. Do you remember that, Katy, where we were on stage and someone was the free radical and someone was the cell and someone was the antioxidant? Yep. So I did that little thing, and they were like, oh, that's so cool. So anyhow, I scanned her. But I did a full scan, okay? And I didn't charge her $10, and I'm not saying do or don't, but it was just an impromptu situation, everybody. So it just was what it was. And here's what I want to tell you. I have a relationship with this lady. I'm going to continue to see her. She's just not popping out of the blue. And the way I looked at it was I just got a $10 lead, right? Because when you put the full scan information in, you get their email. So I got her email. So I kind of looked at it as I just bought a lead, but not just any lead, but a hot lead. No pun intended.
Yeah.
So then the lady's doing the nails. And the lady doing the nails is like, watching her as she's putting her finger in the scanner. And I say, oh, now, listen, Michelle, if you feel a pinch, it'll go away real quick. Don't worry. We just take about a pint of blood. You know, and she looks at me, and I'm like, have fun with it, guys. Have fun. And so I'm joking around, Well, she turns out to be orange. And here's another reason why I'm glad I did the full scan. Because then I went over to the lady who was doing the nails. I didn't know she was the owner or one of 3 owners. I scanned her full scan, right? Well, she's orange. And then I scanned the lady cutting hair behind me. There's 3 owners. She's the second owner, and she's cutting her dad's hair. So I scanned Michelle and 2 owners, all on the full scan. They were all orange, but guess what? They were different numbers of orange. One was 20-some thousand, one was 30-some, whatever. And the owner, the first owner, was the lowest. And, boy, you could see oh, my gosh, you hit the nail on the head. She got all competitive. Well, how do we raise this? That's the next question, Katy. How do we raise our score?
Exactly.
And then I say, glad you asked.
Yeah.
But before I could get into it, this lady in the back room is going, scan me. And I'm like, where is that coming from? And Gina, the owner, says, well, come here, I'll take you. So she takes me on the whole other side. I mean, I don't even know. That's how loud I was, everybody, that this lady on the whole other side of the salon could hear me. I go in there, and she's putting these one-by-one eyelashes on the girl. I'm like, where do you ladies come up with this stuff? I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm putting extensions on, and she's got her eyes taped up, right? So the girl cannot open her eyes. Because this is like, can you imagine someone putting a longer eyelash on the eyelash you already have? I don't know. Anyway. So I scanned the lady putting the eyelashes on, and the girl on her back is all interested and says, will you scan me? And I'm like, oh, my gosh, you are brave. You can't even see me. You don't even know what you're about to put your finger in, and you want me to scan you. This is great.
Love it.
So you can bet I had a lot of fun with her. She put her finger in, and I said, might clamp down a little hard, But anyhow, guys, it went like crazy from there. And guess what I didn't have on me? Product. And I know most people would say, shame on you, Wayne, but no, it was perfect, guys, because guess what they were wanting to know so much about? Product. But you know what? How many of you guys got it? There's something in the GPS I just read today, and it was in page 26, and it was talking about we have to listen to people, and we have to be sensitive to people. Listen, they're working. They're cutting hair. They have a business to run. And so you don't want to go into everything right now. I just planted the seed, and I said to Gina, Gina, I'll be back, and I'll bring some product. And she's like, oh, my gosh, that'd be great. We want to see what it tastes like. And the story goes on. And I'll tell you that I've been there twice now. I went in on a Friday. It was mass hysteria. I just started tasting everybody. And I said, look, I know this isn't the right time either.
You mean you started offering tastings?
Yeah, I just started sharing juice all over the place.
Good.
I just went, I went in and I shared Gina, and guess what? Joanne in the corner that was doing the nails, oh, me next. So I go over to do her. Then Flo, the other one that's getting ready to leave for Italy, oh, me next. And then guess what they asked me? And I knew they were going to ask because they asked me the first time. Oh, did you bring the brochures? Oh, no, I didn't. Because I want to go back again. And so I said to Gina, listen, would you take if I give you this 365 magazine to look at, will you look at it, and can I come back next week and meet with you again? And she said, yeah. So I'm taking a cold contact and I'm warming them up, and that's what I'm doing. And the scanner, oh my gosh, the scanner is awesome, and so is the juice. And I like what Katy said. If you don't have the scanner, fine, because I tell you what, I can remember similar situations where I took the bottle of juice out and I put it on the counter, and usually they're like a nice Korean if you're in a nice salon, so you can kind of smack it a little bit, and don't worry, you're not going to break anything. Just kind of smack it down a little bit and cause a lot of noise so everybody looks, and then they see this wine bottle sitting at the station. Trust me, they're going to ask about that too. So if you don't have a scanner, you can do the same thing I just taught you. You're just going to have to do it in a different way. But thanks for letting me share that, Katy.
No, I love it. And you know what? Like, just to back that up, proving the value of our products. I mean, I love the story in the beginning that was shared about, how the products are affecting our bodies. And It's one of the reasons Monavie is so powerful is because our products are absolutely amazing, and the ingredients are premium, and they change people's lives. I mean, our health changes, how we feel better on our Monavie products. And so that's, again, the scanner proving the value of our products. It makes it easy to show, but you know what? That's the power in it, because our products are absolutely unbelievable. And so having a way to get people to, all of a sudden their resistance goes down, because before people were like, oh my gosh, man, $139 a month for juice, and now it's like, oh my gosh, I'm an orange. That's all it costs. You know, think of all the produce and the vegetables I have to buy. That's all it costs for me to get healthy. Like, all of a sudden we've been able to put a measurable number on it, and with the money-back guarantee, it's a way to say, look, there's no risk. Try it. Your score will go up. So for me, again, that's the power of it. I love proving the value of our products.
Oh, yeah, well, definitely. And when I showed her our brochure with all the information in it, and she saw, I said, oh, here's this one here. This is new. It's getting ready to come out. Stress reducer. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I want to say one more thing about it, Katy, about this meeting.
Sure.
The reason I'm drawing things out is because every time I've been there, it's been to tell me about the product, and she has, and the owner has almost taken control of the conversation. I always like to have control of the conversation, and so what I've done each time is I've taken it back by saying, well, we'll get into that. Tell me about you. And so I've asked her about her business. She has 3 kids, 20, 18, and 8 years old. I got a 7-year-old. And, we started connecting, becoming friends. And
Perfect.
So I'm listening to her, and I'm like, sounds like she's got a pretty good thing going. Where is the form, right? The form is in our GPS. I'm using the form on her, and guess, I found it today. 12 and 13 hours a day, 7 days a week, she's in the salon.
Yeah,
she's 42
exactly.
years old.
So you took the time to actually listen to her and understand a little bit about her life.
Mm-hmm. I flipped her script. That's what I like to say. I said to her, listen, I'm unlike anyone you're going to meet. And she said, oh, yeah, so am I. I go, great. We're going to be like 2 peas in a pod. and I said, I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that. I go, any other person that comes in here with a product, I know what they're thinking. How can I tap into your customers? And I want you to know that's not what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is, what is it that Gina can't get doing what she's doing, and how can I help her? Because I know who I am, I know what company I'm with and what they represent, and I know I have something for that person that's looking for something more. And my hope is that I find it in our time together. And if I don't, the worst-case scenario, I'm going to show you how to get a little healthier.
Yeah, that's great.
And you should see the look on her face. You could see just this high-strung businesswoman just go, like a breath of fresh air, like relax. And the last thing I heard her say is she went over to the other owner, and this is what she came up with. She said, how about we have all the owners and the people who work here and their families come in for a private scanning? How about that, guys? Take that one and run with it. A private scanning.
Wow.
All right?
So, again, I agree. I mean, that's the power of the scanner is, again, first you just scan one person, then it turned into, 6 that one day, and then you're going to get a private party out of that. And you're building a friendship. You're building a relationship. So, yeah, exactly.
Right. And she said to her friend, she said, listen, we're going to do this. And they had someone else in there, another network, wraps or something. I don't know. You wrap something around you and you're supposed to lose weight. I don't know. And so she said, but listen, I think this one's the real deal. That's what she said. It's not like that wrap thing. This is the real deal. And you guys, if you couldn't hear it, I heard it. What she was saying was, I'm the real deal. Wayne Eulery's the real deal. And I'm not trying to say I'm anything special, and I'm not saying that Monavie isn't. Oh, yeah, our products, but it was the way that I presented it to her and built up the product, built up the scanner, but also who I am. I really pulled all the guards down so that this business owner could just relax for once and not worry that someone's trying to sell them.
Yeah. Love it.
So
that's a great story, Wayne.
So listen, I'll tell you guys how it pans out. But listen, Katy, Odessa, I mean, I'm trying to get people from Texas to go see you. And you, okay, tell me again. It's going to be you, Sean Talbot.
It's myself, Sean Talbot, our Chief Science Officer, Henry Marsh, co-founder of Monavie, and then Conrad and Jill Padilla, Purple Diamonds from California. So we're so excited. We're going to be focusing on the products, of course, and the science behind the products. We're going to be focusing on the scanner and how to build your business. So there's going to be some real practical teachings, and Henry's going to deliver some pieces about Monavie and some inspirational messages. So it'll be a great meeting. Come join us if you can.
Katy, thank you so much for coming on the call tonight. I really feel confident that between you and Lynn and Frank Soucinek that the people can walk away from this call tonight with something more, a view of a more meaningful life that can truly be obtained here, not just on the distributor level, but on the corporate team. And I really appreciate you taking your time to come on and look forward to seeing you at the next major Monavie convention.
Feel the same way, Wayne. And, hey, thank you to all of you out there. I know you're working hard, you're committed, and I think that's the last message I would leave with you is this is a, you know, if you've heard Randy Schrader speak, you've heard him say daily disciplines done daily build character. And so just like Frank said, go out and scan 2 people a day. Share it twice a day. Don't worry if they sign up or don't sign up. Scan 2 people a day, and just like Wayne offered, you're going to be building relationships, building friendships, getting people healthy, and through that process, you're going to get people on the juice and enroll people. So daily disciplines done daily build character.
I love that. Well, guys, everybody who was on tonight, thank you for coming, and we're going to open up the lines like we do every week, which is what I got from the Monavie organizational calls. I kind of borrowed that custom from them. So this is Wayne Eulery, Youngstown, Ohio.
And Wally White from Martha's Vineyard.
Louis German in Alberta, Canada.
Louis German. Al, Sherry Hoover, and Tanya, Florida, BC.
Herman Canisat, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Kevin and Michelle McNutt, Cold Lake, Alberta.
Penny from Pittsburgh.
Eugene Juanita from Rockledge, Florida.
Angie Gilmore, Trinity, Florida.
New York, New Jersey in the house.
Mike and Saeed Hernandez, Florida.
Mike and Saeed.
Donna and Dave, Branford, Connecticut.
Were you playing?